buy me and you're donating $10 to finding a cure for breast cancer research.
I think it's important to make this film for two reasons. First, because a lot of people don't realize what metastatic breast cancer is. You die of this disease. There is no cure. And I think that it's important people realize that. But my other reason for wanting to do it is to show people that there are women out there living with this disease. They're not dying of it, they're living with it. They're living each day, they're taking care of their children, they're being with their husbands, they're working, they're going to school, they're living with this disease. And I think it's important that people see that.
Exercise I know is important, and I love to exercise, so I try not to miss a day where I don't run or go to the gym or bike.
I ran the Boston Marathon a total of 8 times, and 5 times since my initial breast cancer diagnosis.
I love that the working title, anyway, for this documentary is Living, because I do feel like I'm living with the disease. It's basically part of who I am now, and not all of who I am.
As a doctor, or as a nurse, or as a social worker, one of the things you have to do is help people figure out how they're going to live their life.
If there's one thing I would encourage doctors to do that was a little different, it is to provide some good resources immediately online for people who are prone to going online for information.
What I've learned over the past year is that approximately 30% of patients who have an earlier stage breast cancer diagnosis will go on to have a metastatic recurrence, whether it's 2 years after their initial diagnosis, 5 years, 10 years, sometimes 20 years out. The typical survival rate is 2 to 3 years. I've been fortunate to attend some conferences where I've met patients that have been living, 5, 10, 15, 20 years with metastatic breast cancer.
We're so much more able to direct the treatment and not be guessing as much, so that we can actually look at a patient's tumor and define what targets there are that we might be able to affect specifically.
Knowing that there are things we can do with newer and newer therapies is how I stay hopeful for my patients. To see patients tolerate therapies well and to see them live their lives, that's an exciting thing.
I think the best complementary therapy, integrative therapy, is living your life.
It's why we chose living as the topic of this documentary, was to show people that you can live with this, but you have to want to, and you have to decide that this is just my new life, my new normal, as we talked about. If I knew someone that was just diagnosed with it, I think what's really important to let them know is that you're not going to die tomorrow. You're not going to die the next day, and you're probably not going to die the day after that. That the treatments are getting better every day. That there is hope that you're going to live for a while. No guarantees, but there is hope. And that you have to realize that every day is a gift. Every day you get up is a gift, and you have to make sure you appreciate that gift and do something to make that gift worthwhile, whatever it is.